So today's question is a bit sad. It has a very sad undertone because the question is, hi ladies, my son keeps asking me where his dad
Oh,
is.
no.
How do I tell him that his dad died in crime without hurting his feelings? First of all, it's how old is your son? S- Sometimes, in a bid to protect your children from what you think is going to hurt them, we tell them lies or we make up stories, something that's palatable to them, something that won't hurt their feelings. But in the long run, it's a lot of damage because when I get older and I find out who my father was, and everyone knew who my father was. So I was the only one who was Mumu the fool, walking around praising this man and having put him on a certain pedestal. I will also feel betrayed. So the thing is, this hurt will occur either way. Either right now when they are young or when they are older and they find out the real truth. So yeah, they'll still be hurt. What has happened has happened. You just need to sit down with them and talk to them. Maybe not be very crude about it and say, alikuwa mwizi, alishutiwa. Just sit down and talk to them and say, you know what, this is the line your father was in, and he was just trying his best to provide for us. And unfortunately, things caught up with, him. And as sad as it is, we can no longer see him because he passed away. Just have that conversation, but in a very soft tone. But don't be that parent who's very quick to lie and say, alienda America, and then your child is always talking about, telling the friends, my dad is in America, my dad is in America, and we are all looking at you like, oh, this kid is stupid, I wish you knew. Yeah, just tell them the truth.
I feel like in this particular case, just tell the truth, but like in bite sizes.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to ambush this child with too much because it can be
Yeah.
very traumatizing for. And from what it sounds like, they're very, very young. We are assuming they're under 5, probably under 10. This is a very young child. There's still a lot to learn. It could go the way of they also try and experience that life and see what their parents' life was like. Like it could go so many different ways. So I think how I would do it is I would tell them in bite sizes. So yeah, you tell them, by the way, the actually reason why you haven't seen your dad is because unfortunately they came to a sudden death. Okay.
Yeah.
And then later, maybe as they keep growing, then you tell them, by the way, remember I told you your dad passed on? Yeah, there's something else attached to that I probably should have told you. Maybe tell them a bit of a backstory about his life. Okay, so he didn't grow up too well, or he didn't grow up in the best of circumstances financially, and then end it there. Then the next time you bring it up, you're like, but by the way, I told you your dad didn't, da 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 da. And actually, this is what he ended up making as a result for his life, which we never recommend, but he ended up taking that as his career. And then, unfortunately, his career wasn't what was as legal as we would wanted it to be, and therefore they passed on through the circumstances of the crime that they were committing at that time. So, like, tell them in bite sizes over time. It doesn't have to be all in one go. Give them a chance to process, and then process a little bit more, and then process a little bit more. Is how I would do it anyway. But anyway, it's really really sad actually,
Yeah.
because if you think about it, it's such a difficult thing. It's like the
It's a very
same
difficult
thing.
conversation.
Yeah, it's the same conversation as telling your child they can't see their dad because they were assaulted and got you. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of the same energy. Like, how are you going to tell this child? It's very difficult. You're already traumatized, and girl. But yeah, we hope that you are in good grace. We hope for favor and grace and all the good things to come upon your life so that you don't have to worry about all of these things. And you find a way, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in how you will pass this information from whichever God you worship. Please, may that reach you. May it locate you wherever you are. Wow, I became a pastor. It's the Madaraka Day thing. I think it's extending to Christianity. I don't know what's happening.